Okay, today I'm going to talk about narcissism. That's a disability that some people are dealing with, all over the world, all over the world. Well, let's talk about their, let's say, features and qualities. Generally speaking, narcissistic people have a sense of self-importance. They think they are more important and they are the center of attention in all of communities, in their family members, in their workplaces, and everywhere. And also, sense of, for example, they need admiration. They lack empathy. For example, they cannot understand other people's needs and, let's say, something that they require in any community. And they have a sense of superiority over others. They're arrogant. And also the signs, or let's say the hallmarks of narcissism, could be found in some people in early adulthood. And also, another point about these sorts of people, we can say that they are totally fragile and vulnerable when they are rebuked or scolded. For example, in the workplace, when their boss, let's say, criticizes them, able to tolerate this situation because they are not. They think that they are more important than others, and they can never tolerate these situations. And also talking about more features of these sorts of people, they exaggerate their own importance. They are preoccupied with fantasies of success, power, beauty, intelligence, and ideal romance. And also they require, let's say, constant attention from others. And sometimes they exploit or take advantage of their friends or their family members or their co-workers in their workplaces to gain their own goals and achievements or objectives. And they are always envious of others, and they think that others are jealous of them as well. But maybe the reality is something else. The interesting point that I found on the net and in some articles was that 50 or 70% of narcissistic people are male, and that was somehow interesting to me. There are two types of narcissism. One of them is healthy or normal narcissism. Some people sometimes are proud of themselves. They are satisfied with their own achievements because they are industrious and they are hardworking, and it is completely natural. And according to my knowledge, there is nothing wrong with it because it's related to sincere sense of self-respect. But something that I told you and talked about previously, at the beginning of my lecture, that was pathological narcissism. It is something that some people are dealing with or coping with, and it is problematic somehow. And it's reveals some problems and some disasters that actually make some problems for the people to communicate with these sorts of people. But let's talk about the causes of narcissism. What's the, let's say, measures, what's the causes that sparks these behaviors and features in people? Some people believe that the environment and upbringing is really crucial, and some people, let's say, found it genetic. Let's say they say that it's an innate or inborn quality or feature. But generally, for example, when a
Narcissism.
child is growing up, as he or she get older and, let's say, grow up and get older and older, at first when he or she is a child, he's not able to understand other people's needs and viewpoint, and he cannot listen to others. He's just looking for some solutions for his own or her own problems and needs, and this is something that is completely natural. But with the passage of time, when a person, let's say, grows up, he needs to learn other people's conditions and well-beings and viewpoints, standpoints, and listen to others. And and we need our, let's say, their well-wishers are responsible to teach them empathy and, let's say, sympathy somehow. And it's a good idea to value some features like honesty and kindness over being dominant. And we need to be really alert to some, let's say, some signs which are relevant to narcissism. And if we see, for example, that our children have some problems for understanding others, we need to tell them that such behaviors are really selfish and arrogant. It is not okay. And talking about another cause of, let's say, narcissism, which is really interesting and important and has something to do with upbringing, is about childhood emotional neglect. Some children are rejected in their childhood by their parents. For example, a child needs to be understood, needs his parents to, let's say, satisfy him or her emotionally. But if their parents do not, let's say, respond to his needs, he's going to have some problems in the adulthood, and one of them is narcissism. Thank you so much for listening to me. That was all of the information that I gathered about narcissism in different articles.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I enjoyed it so much as usual. So, first of all, narcissism. You said narcissism. The first syllable is stress. And do you know the etymology of this word, narcissus?
No, I don't know anything.
Yeah, it's a Greek mythology or mythical figure who fell in love with himself when he just saw the reflection, his own reflection in the lake. And he fell in love with himself, and I think actually he died. He passed away when he saw his own reflection in the lake. And actually he died, and there was a kind of flower which is yellow in color. And also Narcissus has two meanings. One of them actually refers to that Greek mythological figure, and the other one is all about a yellow flower. Yeah. So it's all about the history or etymology of this word, Narcissus.
So I didn't know that.
And you're welcome. Let me review my notes. You said alert, but it is alert.
Alert.
And let me see.
Success was another mistake of mine, yeah?
Success, I didn't notice that. But you already know where to put the stress, the second syllable. Yeah. And also we have, do you know about the term megalomania?
Megalomania is something, I think you had it in 111 words book.
Yes. It is self-importance. It means a person who is narcissistic or megalomaniac. So megalomania means narcissism, another word for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Mania means craze. It's a kind of frenzy or craze for showing or proving it to others that you are really important or the center of the universe.
Yeah.
And Sayed, did you come up with any mispronunciation, grammatical mistake, collocational problem, anything?
No. I don't have anything for speak about.
Okay. So, have you, in response to Sasan's first question, have you experienced dealing with a narcissistic person?
Actually, I don't have experience dealing with a narcissistic person, but naturally are these people in society, in everywhere.
Mm-hmm. So you have some sort of experience, but
No.
not a very marked one.
No.
No experience? Thank
No.
God. Yeah, because it's not going to be a very fair experience dealing with these self-conceited people. Okay, question number 2. What are the causes of narcissism? Sasan enumerated
I
some of the
think
causes. Yes? Yes, go on.
Can I say?
Sure.
I think narcissistic personality disorder is a mental conditions
Yeah,
in
this
which
is
people
too
have
general.
in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance.
Very good.
I think there are many options for this matter, such as a deep need for excessive attention or admiration, or maybe lack of empathy for others.
Great.
But actually, I think behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that is vulnerable to the slightness criticism.
That's correct, yeah. You just mentioned something really worthwhile and technical. Thank you very much. Yeah, Sasan mentioned the word pathological narcissism, and it refers to some mental, actually, disorders. And
Yes,
also he
I
said
think
that
it's mental disorder, mental personality disorder. Some people are naturally narcissistic, but some people are narcissistic because of having a light position that can have reach or good job or even be a high achievement.
so both genetics and environment actually go hand
Yes,
in
yes,
hand in order to make a person narcissistic or another
yeah,
person so modest, because the opposite of narcissism is modesty and humility or humbleness. You see?
yes.
Sazan, are you there? You're so silent.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Okay. So you also raised this issue that some people, I just remember something that in some places, if you want to just stick to your guns and just have perseverance or talk about your potential faculties and your abilities, you are labeled narcissistic.
No, sometimes you're supposed to, for example, give your own ideas in a meeting, or you are part of a project and it's a collaborative action or activity, and you have some pressure on your let's say back, yeah, your shoulders, yeah, upon your shoulder. You have some pressure upon your shoulder, then you are responsible for giving new ideas or injecting creativity to to the project. So it doesn't matter what those people say about you.
Right. Okay. So it's not that fair that if a person has confidence and also he or she believes in what they do, we just call them easily narcissistic.
Yeah.
And I really like those who are certain about what they are doing and they are not narcissistic at all.